Hey everyone, Pat B here. It's April 24th, 2020. Um, I wanted to just briefly mention talking about documenting these tours that I was on and a few other gig things coming up and stuff. I still have a few more to go. But as far as those four US tours are concerned, um, chronologically now would be time for tour number three. Tour number three is one that I didn't write anything about on Facebook. So this is just totally off the cuff, off the top of my head. Um, without looking at my computer this time around. So, um, this particular tour was again throughout the U.S. It was a big band tour. Happened in the fall of 1991, and it was a Duke Ellington themed show called Mostly Duke. And the stars that we traveled with this time around were a singer by the name of Herb Jeffries, who used to sing with Ellington in the 30s. Um, he must have been late 70s, I think, mid to late 70s. I think late 70s, almost 80 when he was traveling with us, or right around the 80 mark. And still sounded great. Big boomy voice, very tall guy, and very spry for being 80 years old ish. Uh, Second star was that I remember was a lady by the name of Barbara McNair. Blah. And me being early 50s, I vaguely remember that she had a variety show in the 70s, I believe, the Barbara McNair shows. Those of you that are my vintage or probably even better, older than me, would remember the Barbara McNair show. I don't ever recall watching it to any great degree, but I do remember it existing, and I think I happened to come across it a few times or something. But again, back then I was elementary school age, so, or even younger. So yeah, it's kind of vague for me, but I do remember the Barbara McNair show. Um, Third star was a tap dancer by the name of Gene Bell, and super nice guy, very kind of soft spoken voice. Came from a vaudeville background. Knew Bill Bojangles and Gregory Hines and some people who were known for tap dancing and stuff, and claimed that he had a specific sexual prowess that he liked to brag to some of us about, even though he was in his 70s at the time. I won't share that exact phrase here, but suffice to say. And had some great stories and talked about those vaudeville days and stuff like that. And I have a memory of him that I'll share with you in a minute. And the last couple stars that were traveling with us were Donald Mills, who was the last surviving original Mills brother. He was the youngest out of all of them, and his son John. And I posted this yesterday, April 23rd, and I posted this photo that's on this mug, and that's Donald right there, and then John on the other side, and yours truly in the middle. Dig those lenses on my glasses there. Lenses the size of a ride cymbal. Don't you love that? But that was the way it was back then. And yeah, that was on that tour, 1991. So, and it was neat. Oh, on the other side, there's that stand front should say Jimmy Dorsey Orchestra on it. But that was the previous tour. But anyway, whatever. I remember my parents and grandparents listening to some of the Mills Brothers material, which we ended up playing. Songs like Paper Doll and Cab Driver. And I remember when we were rehearsing them, I recognized them right away. Mainly because like I say, my parents and grandparents would listen to them. So it was kind of neat to be going down memory lane with those again. And I still maintain contact with John Mills. And as a matter of fact, when I posted that yesterday, one memory I have of him is myself and my friend, colleague, Neil Lawton, who was playing trombone in the band at the time. He lives out in Surrey, BC now. John Mills and I and Neil went for a nice 6 or 7 a.m. golf game while on tour in Naples, Florida. Beautiful day, beautiful course. It was just really, really, it was an ideal day, just pretty much all around, except for the fact that John Mills proceeded to hand both our asses to us on a platter. As far as the golf game is concerned, he kind of killed it where that was concerned and killed both of us. But anyway, it was nice. It was a nice course, nice day, so I didn't mind. It's only numbers anyway, who cares? And the the other memory that comes to mind with Gene Bell was, and Neil will remember this too, the bus pulling into our hotel parking lot, into the bus parking area. And our bus driver's name was Richie. I don't remember his last name. He was a different guy. He was a bit of a weird dude. And so I didn't converse with him much or anything like that. But I remember him backing into a parking stall in the bus parking of our hotel where we were staying. And of course, the bus is beeping as it's backing up and all that stuff. And he's got it back in. There's a curb coming up and a sign that says bus parking, and he's pulling right towards that. And Gene Bell, in his soft-spoken voice, says, "Hey, you see all right, Richie?" And the bus driver says, "Yeah, I see fine, Gene." And about 5 seconds later, wham! Right on the back of the bus, he slams into the sign and into the curb, and the bus shakes and all this. And there's pretty much complete silence. And then Gene goes, "Yeah, you can't see shit." We had a good belly laugh over that one. So yeah, Gene's timing with stuff like that was impeccable. So yeah, it was fun to be around him when he would do and say things like that. So, but anyway, that's just kind of to document this tour. There were no nuclear meltdowns or really difficult things that we went through that I can recall. One other thing I want to mention is this was the tour that I met, and saxophonist, you might know this name if you follow sax players on Facebook, and also people who do transcriptions and stuff. I met a brilliant saxophone player by the name of Charles McNeil, who lived, I believe, in Denver at the time. He lives in Las Vegas now and has been in Vegas for a number of years now. And just a killer saxophone player, and also killer transcriber too, transcribing solos. Some of you may know him. He's endorsed by Eastman Saxophones and doing a lot of playing in really good high-profile gigs, and he deserves all that he gets because he works and works and works and is really devoted to the craft. So if you ever get a chance to maybe Google him or go onto Facebook and look up Charles McNeil, Las Vegas-based saxophonist. He and I were on that tour together. And I remember that's when I first met him. And I remember him showing me some Sonny Stitt licks and stuff like that after sound check and stuff. And by the way, man, if you're watching this, there's one I still really like to use because I really like how it sounds. Not that I've forgotten all the other ones, but there's one in particular that is my favorite that I still use. That's the only secret I'll give away. But anyway, so yeah, check him out. He's worth checking out. So yeah, that's about it for that. I just wanted to document this, for the documenting part of me doing this about that tour. And that was the fall of 1991. The Mostly Duke tour with Duke Ellington themed show. So that's all the news, weather, and sports for that one. Again, as I customarily do after all these videos, remember I have an email address set up, which is youtube@belltones.ca. So YOUTUBE @belltones, BELLTONES.ca. I wish I could flash that on the screen, but I'm still trying to navigate all that I can do with this YouTube thing. This is a new thing for me, so maybe I'll just write it out on a piece of paper and just hold it up. But anyway, that's it. So if you have any comments or questions, anything you want to hear about, topic suggestions, anything, just whether it's music education, life in general, whatever, send me an email to that address. Please don't spam me. Don't do it. I don't want to know about your 10,000 months system and insurance and Viagra and all those other things that I don't care about. So don't do that. Nobody's done it, and that's good. So anyway, just putting that out there. So I got more stuff to come. I'll just post these and keep churning them out. I got a few more. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so hope you're all having a good isolation today. You're not going too crazy. And I'll see you later. Bye now.